Here's what you can expect on this episode of the Closet Disco Queen Potcast. Cannabis chats and nursey confessions, gummies glassware grandma's obsessions, snacks on deck and vape sesh spins, closets of chaos and where it begins. From Texas laws to ancient stashes, genealogy dives and clutter clashes. They're Queenie and TT, truth and trash, so light it up their podcast flash. The Closet Disco Queen Potcast, helping midlife queens keep it real and maybe a little high.
Hi there. Join our casual conversations for curious, bewildered, and aspiring midlife cannabis queens. Welcome to the Closet Disco Queen Podcast, featuring Queenie and TT. So kick off your platform shoes, sit back and get ready to laugh and learn all about adult use cannabis without having to ask a 22-year-old. Let's get rolling.
Well, hello, TT.
Hello, Queenie.
How are we today? Today being Saturday.
Today is Saturday. Unusual for us to record on a Saturday.
Yes, of late it is. We've been bopping all around the days of the week.
Rocking around the clock.
Rocking around the clock, so to speak.
And it's kind of a yucky day today.
Oh, kind of. Oof. Yeah. Pouring rain.
And it's kind of chilly. 58,
yeah,
I think, when I was driving here.
For a moment there, when I stuck my head out the door, I thought, oh, better not snow.
Oh, boy.
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's damp, cold, dark. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's not spring-like. We got a little spoiled there.
Yeah, we did.
A little bit. Not overly much. Don't go crazy now. But we did see the sun a couple times this past week. So today's snacks are here.
Should we talk about the snacks first or the weed first?
Well,
they go hand in hand.
They do.
As far as I'm concerned.
They do. We're eating Reese's peanut butter
cup cookies.
Yeah, from Market Side. Are these from Walmart? They are.
Are they?
I think they are. Mm. Wow. Well, they're very tasty, and they're made with Reese's peanut butter cups. Mm. Very good. Very tasty.
Good stuff.
They taste extra special because, well, you know.
We have imbibed.
We have.
Our Closet Disco Queen podcast deals with legal adult cannabis use and is intended for entertainment purposes only for those 21 and older.
So, TT, what have you used?
Well,
what have you consumed?
I have consumed one of these beautiful little, or part of one of this beautiful little joints you got me. Tangerine cream from Raven's View Genetics.
I know you like the tangerine cream.
I love the tangerine cream, and that was so kind of you to gift these to me. So, yeah, the snackies are tasting
mighty good.
So good.
Mighty
so
good. Mighty good. I am enjoying a pre-rolled joint called From Kiefer.
Sutherland?
No. What are you dribbling all over yourself?
I thought I was doing okay, biting into my cookie.
Well.
Did I lose something?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you're intact. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
All right.
Well, needless to say, we're both enjoying the effects of said cannabis.
Yes. And said cookies.
With the remarkably forward taste of sugar.
But all of it's there.
Oh, yes, it's all there, but
the peanuts,
the sugar crystals are very, very dominant, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're obvious.
Yeah.
Which
normally it's just part of the cookie dough.
Right.
Yeah, these are a little crunchy.
But yum.
Delish.
We like very much. So yes, it's been a drear week, and you've been busying yourself with continuing with the archeological dig.
Yes, I've been a busy little beaver.
So what exciting things have we uncovered this week?
We uncovered some more newspaper and magazine articles about President Kennedy's death, and a special edition about President Kennedy and his son.
Yes, John Jr.
Yep, who also has passed on. And then also my parents had saved a couple of Time magazines One was the first moonwalk.
Back in July of 1969.
And then the second was, or another one was the bicentennial.
That was in 1976. We would know that.
Big year for
us.
And then the other was the I can't remember now. Anniversary of something. I don't know. Declaration of Independence. Something.
Wow.
So yeah, very interesting.
So really key moments.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned last week that newspaper headlines from when President Obama was elected.
Oh yes, we did see that this week. Yep.
So very interesting, fun stuff. Yeah. We also, do you know what else I found just yesterday? There was this long piece of wood, and it had been shellacked or varnished, and I flipped it over. It had a handle. I flipped it over, and it said, and they had used like a nail holes to carve word, letters in. And it said, "To Mr. A from Miss C's class." And each of the kids in the class had somehow either scratched or poked their name into it.
Oh, isn't that cute?
It was so cute, but it was like, this is what you're going to get paddled with,
That's what I thought I was going to say. Yeah. Like, say hello to my little friend.
Well, we did have a paddle that was hanging forever that said on it, Board of Education.
Yes. My mother would give us those paddle balls.
Oh, those
things with the ball, the little red ball on the last, and she'd just literally yank the thing off, and that would be the paddle.
Oh,
and then bang it on the side of the table. Oh yeah. And that went right up on the fridge, so we knew right where it was. And when we saw the hand go up,
yeah, it was like my mom with the belt.
Yep, walking around with a strap on her shoulder.
The strap. Get the strap.
Get the strap. Mm-hmm. That is so cool. That stick is so cool. Was that Miss? Do you know who the?
I don't know which Miss. I don't know if it was Mrs. or Miss. I can't remember now.
It was Mrs. It could have been D.
Could have been. Could ask her.
Yeah. Do you remember this?
Does this belong to you in your class?
Is this your nail hole?
So that was kind of fun. I found his resignation letter, a copy.
How cool is that?
Yeah. Yeah, but just so much stuff.
Yeah, I got a big kick out of you had a photo album that it appeared the faculty had put together and given your dad when he retired, and I knew some of the teachers, so that was a lot of fun. It was interesting going through. Your parents did say very interesting things that really told their story, but story you knew about.
Yeah.
So far,
I haven't found any like juicy anything except the relics.
The relics. So, well, that's
So that's been it's been a good way to also work through letting go. I'm getting to the point now where it's like, what am I going to do with these Hummels?
Oh God, yeah. I know, we saw them all. Yeah, I saw them. The Hummels, the Adra. I mean, you've got all that stuff.
That was a measure of success,
right,
or something back in
value.
The day. Yeah, yeah,
kind because
middle class sort of. Yeah,
those things were expensive. These Hummels were, and I'm going back into the 80s. They were $100+ a piece, if I remember correctly.
I think so. Yeah.
Back then, that was a lot of money. A lot of money.
Yeah. So it was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
Yeah.
And
they're collectibles. So, it's kind of like.
And they came out in limited, they were very limited editions.
Right.
And
it's like the old Franklin Mint.
Yeah. Well, people used to trade for these things. And
want specific ones to add to their collections. Yep.
Oh, I worked for a woman who she and her sister were big collectors. I knew all about Umbrella Boy and Umbrella Girl, and little Poppy, and oh, good God,
we have Umbrella Boy if you need an extra.
Anybody need an Umbrella Boy? Is it a small Umbrella Boy or a big Umbrella Boy? I think they're. That was about 5 inches,
is that a big
4
one?
or 5.
I think the small ones are only like this big.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it was a full size Umbrella
I have
Boy.
no idea what I'm
because she has some
talking about.
little ones too.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just really talking out of my ass. It's just muscle memory at this point.
If there's a collector
Hummels.
out there, I've got a
Feel
few.
free.
I don't remember
reach-
the names of the other ones.
Yes, there are several Hummels. Feel free to reach out. And we'll pack them up.
Yep. Send it to you.
We'd be happy to.
Yep.
Just let us know. And we'll take care of it.
That's right.
Reach out for the Hummels. And Umbrella Boy. If you have an Umbrella Girl,
You got to have Umbrella Boy.
can't go wrong. Absolutely not.
Hummels on the mantelpiece, Noritaki centerpiece, wizard plates from 85, still in boxes, barely alive. Christmas Hallmark year by year, stack so high I live in fear. McDonald's glasses set of 8, Hamburglar broke in 98. I got seashells, I got stamps, coins and crap from postal camps, autographed and signed editions, stacks of borderline addiction. Some complete, some are not, still I'll hoard the whole damn lot. Call it passion, call it pain, my collecting ain't in vain. Pigs in boots, pigs in pearls, still box up from pigs of the world. Waterford, I barely dust. Under 5 lock and keys with trust. Books I swore I'd never loan. Each one signed in fading tone. Got the I Love Lucy set. Missing one, not over yet. I got seashells, I got stamps, coins and crap from postal camps. Autographed and signed editions, stacks of borderline addiction. Some complete, some are not. Still I hoard the whole damn lot. Call it passion, call it pain. My collecting ain't in vain.
I have to say that there were teachers that I loved. Of course, I was one of those little.
You were a little
I loved
brown
school.
noser. You
Yeah.
also loved school, and you were on the inside track.
What do you mean?
Your parents are both teachers.
Oh,
Your father
well,
was a
that's true.
principal.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
misbehave.
I couldn't.
You couldn't. You had to
that's
be
the
an
other thing.
exemplary student.
Well, that was fun too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No pressure. No pressure at all. Go about your business. No, I mean, your parents are personal friends with the superintendent. You're babysitting for the superintendent's kids. A little bit of pressure.
A little bit.
Little teeny bit.
A little bit.
So,
Yeah.
I didn't quite have that degree of
But your father was a
academics,
police officer.
academic pressure. Oh, yeah. I had that pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That's pretty big pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He was not shy. And yes, being very clear about what he could and would do if he had to.
He used to scare me.
Well, he's scared. I told
Scared
you.
everyone.
He could, right. He did. Scared everybody. Hit one look and I could be gone.
Yeah.
So, yes, he had that special quality.
I've always loved your mom, though. She was always so sweet.
She's a nutcase. We did go out for a luncheon this past week with the hospital group.
Oh, fun.
Oh my God. My mother, now the 2 oldest women, my mother and this another woman up the street who's the oldest alumna of the nursing school, were the only 2 without assistive devices.
They don't make them like this anymore.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm telling you. And the trail coming into this restaurant. So, and there were people waiting to be seated. And one of the ladies remarked, more walking and less talking. And a woman who was waiting for her table lost it. She just started cracking up. I looked at her and I just said, retired nurses. Like,
that's all you need
That's all you need to know. This is what we're dealing with. So just get out of their way.
I think it's wonderful they still get together.
Oh my God, there were 20 of them.
I just don't see that happens these days. You know what I mean? Like with, or that it
Well, you
will
don't have the
happen.
longevity of employment.
Like, working at a place for a very long time.
Right.
Really getting to know folks and everything.
Yep. Oh yeah, and generations of families working there.
Right.
Like so many of the people who were there, their kids worked there, their parents worked there. So it was very much a community hospital.
Yeah.
Big time. So, and it's still very busy, very busy ER. Who can say? But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Nice. That's nice that you were able to go with
But
her.
oh my God, how funny! And you hear who's got AFib, who's doing this, who's had a hip replaced, who
Well, you were the youngster then.
I was the youngest one there. because Kathleen's a little older, and then Diane's older than Kathleen. So I was the baby.
See,
so
makes you feel young.
You know, doing this,
making sure everybody stays upright.
Stay upright. Don't whoop. Let's be careful here, folks. One woman was having a hard time coming in, and I helped my mother to the restroom at one point and spied a wheelchair in the hallway, folded up, and I thought, if it's still there when we're getting ready to leave, this might be an option. So,
although you don't want to insult people.
Correct. But I went and checked. I looked. It was still there. So I asked the bartender, I said, do you know, does that wheelchair belong to a patron here? And he said, oh, no. I used to have that for my dad when he used to come in here, but he doesn't come in here anymore. So if you need to use it, go ahead.
Wow.
So guess what?
That's awesome.
Yes.
Of course you did that.
Wow. We had to get on the stick here, guys. Come on, let's go. Make it safe for everybody.
Less talking, more walking.
yeah, for sure. So it was fun. It really was fun.
Nice.
What's the latest buzz? TT, tell me the news. Where is it legal? No one knows. What's the latest buzz? TT, tell me the news. Where is it legal? No one knows.
So, TT, do you have a story to share?
I do. I have an update. So far, the governor of Texas has not signed the anti-THC bill yet.
Cool.
Could happen any day. He has the session's over, I think, on Monday or Tuesday. So he has, I think, 6 days after that to decide whether he's going to sign it,
Okay.
not sign it, or now if he doesn't sign it, I think it passes. Isn't that correct?
I do not know.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, if he doesn't sign or veto it, I should say. If he does nothing at all, I think it passes. So he's got to either sign it or veto it. But maybe he's a chicken and
A chicken.
won't
Speaking
wanna
of chickens,
won't want to take
is
responsibility.
he a taco?
for it.
Is he a taco chicken? I love it.
Taco.
Trump always chickens out.
Oh, seriously.
Taco.
Taco. Well, the other thing, though, that I want to report on, it's related to this Texas story, is that an Austin business owner accused the lieutenant governor of blatantly lying about his THC-infused products while he was advocating for a state ban. So the lieutenant governor was pushing incorrect information on people about a particular brand that's being sold there,
Wow.
just to scare people.
And people took it at face value. of
Yes,
course.
he displayed the product. He held it up and he
Well, he's-
claimed it was unregulated.
He's another gem. Dan
And-
Patrick.
Yeah. And he said there were dangerous THC levels, and the owner's like, there's clear labeling and information about testing.
Wow.
So anyway, they're considering suing him.
Oh, I hope to God they do.
I know. I hope so too.
This lying, outright lying,
Yep. And the company
making things up. It's got to stop.
It's called Hometown Hero, the company. And the Patrick said, no one knows what's in any of these bags. And he was holding up
It's their product.
cereal bites, it's called. Yeah.
Wow.
And if you look at this one, it says 300 milligrams, but if you add up what it really says, it could be 1,200 milligrams. This is all phony junk. It's like, no, everything is on there on the packaging. You just need to know, you just got to look at it.
You have to read.
Yeah. Yeah. It clearly states what's in there. The ingredients, everything. That's what's happening in Texas. So it's astounding to me that people in positions of power can lie so blatantly these days.
Oh, and it's
nonstop.
Right. Look at what RFK Jr. has put forth as a scientific study, a document, and it's citing untrue sources,
Right.
non-existent sources. And the White House is trying to explain, oh, well, we just didn't cite it properly, blah, blah. Holy
right.
moly, guys.
It's like baffling with your bullshit, basically.
Unreal.
Yep.
Unreal.
Yep. So it's kind of scary. Anyhow, that's one of the things too I wanted to mention is the idea that the packaging is really important, because there was an incident here in New York a couple weeks ago where there was some packaging that looked, and I think it actually might have had the word gummy bear on it, but it had pictures of gummy bears, and a child thought they were just gummy bears. And now, first of all, it should have been in a secure location.
Correct.
And second of all, it was not an
Regulated.
approved or regulated product. So anyway, be careful what you're looking at, looking for. Make sure that you're getting it from a reputable, licensed source before you bring anything home.
Right. Especially children, pets.
Right.
Because some of these things are packaged to appeal.
Well, the child ended up
And
in the
now
hospital.
that's one thing in New York that they've it cannot look cartoonish or anything along those lines to appeal to children or young people.
Yep. So be careful what you're buying.
Yes, that's great. That's great luck. Great luck. Great advice.
That's all I got.
That's all she's got, folks.
Are you a cannabis know-all? Or a total poser? Find out with Queenie and TT's High Cues.
I have a surprise.
You do?
I do. I was getting bored again
Uh-oh.
with Ignis Fatuus.
Okay.
I don't know. It wasn't just wasn't sparking for me anymore.
Okay.
I go through these periods,
I know you do.
I have
That's
to be
okay.
I have to be entertained. We've come up with a new feature. Basically, we're going to be talking about different cannabis facts.
Okay. Do I have to determine if it's true or false?
Something along those lines. Yeah, so I'm going to give you 3 scenarios. One will be a true and false, true or false. One will be a multiple choice, and the other will be...
Please, not an essay.
if I've heard a word essay, whether something is a myth or fact.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So one from each
Okay.
column. A, B, and C.
Okay.
All righty.
So I have 3 questions to answer.
3 questions to answer.
Okay.
The first of which is, this is a true or false. In 1850, Queen Victoria used cannabis pills to alleviate menstrual cramps.
1850.
True or false?
I'm going to say false, because I don't think they had cannabis pills back then. They had cannabis, of course, but I don't know that they were in pill form. I'm saying false for that one. Although I think it would relieve menstrual cramps. But it's the pill thing that's got me wondering.
Gotcha. Understood. Now, since this is, we're working this in process.
Yes.
Do you want to learn the answer now, or should we reserve that
I'd
until
like to
the
know.
end?
I'd like to know.
You'd
now.
like to know
Yes.
now whether or not that
Yes.
is true or false.
Yeah, because I'll forget that we even had that question.
That's what you got to go. You have a fine point there, and I would tend to agree. So, okay. So that would be true.
Really?
Yes.
They had pills?
Yes. Yes, they must have been able to make some sort of a
Like a little
compound
Okay.
for her.
That's good.
Yeah, so the poor queen was able to consume some cannabis to get rid of those nasty cramps.
And we've been hearing about how effective it can be even now.
Even now.
Yes.
Even now without cramps? You mean
No.
like for us?
Even now.
For
no,
women?
No. For young women with cramps.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, most assuredly. Most assuredly. Okay, now the next item is going to be a multiple choice.
Okay.
Which country was the first to legalize both medical and recreational cannabis effective October 17th, 2018?
2018.
Was it A, Uruguay? Was it Uruguay or Uruguay?
Uruguay.
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 Uruguay. Uruguay. B, Canada. C, South Africa.
Interesting. I'm going to say Canada. B.
TT has selected B, our neighbor to the north.
Yes.
Canada. You would be correct. It was Canada in 2018.
Canada.
Canada. It's all about Canada, our neighbor to the north.
That was lovely.
Wasn't it, though? It was I kind of just riffed. You like that? Is that it's like jazz singing?
Ska.
Ska? Is that what that's called? Ska?
I don't know.
Ska? I never knew what ska was. One and one.
Yep.
This is the tiebreaker.
Okay.
This is the myth versus fact. What the fuck? So this one is myth versus fact.
Okay.
Fact. If you eat cannabis raw, for example, a salad of fresh buds, you'll get high. Is that a myth or a fact?
It's a myth.
TT says it's a myth. She is correct. That is a myth. Do you know why it's a myth?
I think it's because, if I remember correctly, it has to be heated in order for the psychoactive properties to become activated.
Yes, you have to activate the terpenes and the zzzz and the...
Yeah.
Remember we had to heat it up and...
Yeah.
And distill it.
Yep.
All that good stuff.
Yep,
So
yep.
yes, you eating it raw will do nothing.
Right.
But probably give you a tummy ache. Maybe. So
Well,
maybe...
good roughage anyway.
Good. Well, yeah, could be. Might be. I mean, if you want to go... It doesn't look appealing to me, though, either, to eat. No. We've decided against
greens,
that.
Maybe as fresh greens. I don't know. Like dandelion.
Not the buds. Maybe the leafy parts.
leaves,
Maybe. Yeah. But the buds, no.
No.
Okay, we've decided we're not eating it. And not in pure raw form.
Right.
We can ingest cannabis in other ways.
Many ways, yes.
Once it's been processed.
Yes, heated.
Processed.
Well, that was fun.
Well, that was a little different.
I liked it.
A little different thing.
I think it's good that we're focusing on cannabis, since that's what this show is about.
Yes, I was trying to be thoughtful with that also. Trying to keep, reining in the brain, rein it in.
Yeah, good
focus
one.
a little bit.
Well done, Queenie.
Well done, Queenie. There you go.
If you have a query, my dearie, that can't be answered by Siri, turn to Mary Jane in your time of need. She's got all the answers about weed. Weed.
Mary Jane, is there a difference between smoking and vaping when it comes to lung health?
When you smoke cannabis, whether it's a joint, a bowl, or a good old one-hitter, you're combusting the plant. That means it burns at high temperatures. You're inhaling not just cannabinoids and terpenes, but also tar, carbon monoxide, and other irritants. Even though cannabis doesn't contain the same cocktail of chemicals found in tobacco, smoke is still smoke. And for lungs, especially midlife lungs, it can cause coughing, irritation, and with long-term heavy use, respiratory issues like bronchitis. Now, a few occasional puffs, probably not a big deal. But if you're sparking up daily, your lungs may start filing complaints. Vaping heats cannabis, either flower or oil, to a temperature that releases the good stuff, THC, CBD, terpenes, without burning the plant. That means lower temperatures, fewer harmful byproducts, less throat irritation, less odor, which your nosy neighbor might appreciate. If you're using a dry herb vaporizer, think Pax, Arizer, or Mighty. you're getting full spectrum relief with minimal lung irritation. This is generally considered the gentlest option if you still want the fast-acting effects of inhalation. Oil cartridges and vape pens can be convenient, but you do need to be cautious about quality. Stick with licensed, lab-tested products. Avoid anything that smells like bubblegum and came from your cousin's friend's backpack. But is vaping safe? Let's be clear. Less harmful doesn't mean harmless. Inhaling anything into your lungs carries risk, especially over time. But compared to traditional smoking, vaping is generally easier on the lungs, more discreet, more efficient. You use less product. And if you have pre-existing lung issues, like asthma or a chronic cough, it's definitely worth exploring other consumption methods altogether, like other options for lung-free relief, tinctures, under the tongue, fast-acting, edibles, longer onset, longer lasting, topicals, for localized pain, no high, capsules or beverages, easy and discreet. You don't have to inhale to enjoy cannabis. The plant is versatile, just like you. MJ's bottom line vaping is generally gentler on your lungs than smoking, especially if you're using a high-quality, dry herb vaporizer and avoiding shady oils. But if your lungs are giving you the side eye, or if you just want to keep things squeaky clean, it might be time to look into other methods. Your lungs have carried you through a lot. Let's treat them with a little respect. And maybe a terpene-rich tincture instead of torching a joint every night.
Well,
that was interesting.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
I think vaping got a bad rap.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it because the problems were popping up for people who were vaping nicotine.
Right.
Because they were mixing other substances in with the nicotine oils and
there was all kinds of nasty stuff.
Yeah, the popcorn lung and people were definitely suffering serious damage.
Yeah.
Quickly with those cartridges or whatever. I don't know if it necessarily correlated to vaping cannabis.
It doesn't sound like it from Mary Jane's response.
Right.
I mean, it sounds like it's not. It wouldn't be as potentially damaging as smoking a joint.
Right.
So
you're still smoking.
But you're still smoking.
As she said, you're still smoking. So and
if you only do it once in a while, it's not a big deal.
Right, like TT.
Like me, right?
Yeah, TT doesn't smoke much at all.
Nope.
Once a quarter.
Maybe.
Yeah. You're more of a gummy person.
Absolutely love
Absolutely.
gummies. And I'm loving beverages lately too.
And bevies are good too.
Yeah.
Well, we're into the summer. Yeah,
That's
it's a
right.
great time of the year for that. So, that was quite interesting, and I hope that answers any questions people might have had if you had them about what that might potentially mean for your health.
Correct.
So,
well done, Mary Jane. Thank
Mary
you.
Jane, she always comes through for us.
She does.
Always, always, always. So, TT, what's going on this week? Anything exciting?
I'm having lunch on Tuesday with some friends.
Oh, how nice.
And other than that, my sister's going to be coming to town tonight. So we'll be hopefully finishing up some of the sorting and packing and purging. So, so that'll be interesting.
Well, I haven't been in your basement in probably 40 years. So I have no idea like how full that might have been, but
we cleaned a lot of it out yesterday. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we've been doing it. But it's starting to look much, much better.
Wow. Yeah, I know you've just been working diligently toward that goal. So
we're getting there.
But
it's amazing what you can accumulate in 60 plus years.
Wow. I know. I mean, we're here.
Oh, I know.
We're here a long time.
Yeah.
And
well, think about your mom's house.
Well, thank God it's less than 1,000 square feet.
I know, but
it's
still.
I mean, she's got it jammed full.
Yeah.
Jammed full. Every single closet is jammed. I don't know how 4 other people lived in there with her.
Well,
but we did.
Well, the basement, there's so much storage down there. There's closets and shelves and more shelves and then more shelves, you know. So they all had lots of
These your
stuff
parents
on
were
them.
tidy.
Yeah, they were.
Very, very tidy people.
My mom was always very tidy.
Meticulously tidy.
Yeah. Well, I didn't carry through.
I wasn't saying that for any particular purpose. No shade, no shade. I'm not one to speak. You know what I realized?
What?
And you're gonna laugh, I'm sure.
What?
And this, here I am, 66, as I've shared. Okay, it's taken me this long to put A plus B plus C plus D all together. I realized very recently that everything I surround myself with piles everywhere, like everywhere. And unless I'm looking straight at it, it doesn't bother me. Like I don't.
Oh, I know. I love piles.
I don't see it, but you know what I've realized? It's part of ADHD.
Oh, really?
Yes. I just move on to something else. But kitchen piles. My desk, at work always had piles on my desk. As hard, and I was the executive of many of these places.
Right.
And I had piles on the credenza and piles on the file cabinet, piles on the floor next to me.
Insight?
It just made me realize that I don't know. I think I for a long time just beat myself up thinking I was a slob.
No.
But it's not that. I'm not a hoarder, but
they're organized into piles.
Yes, and it doesn't
occur to you to do anything with the pile once it's piled.
It doesn't. I don't feel compelled to. Right.
That's fine. People have different comfort levels with clutter, with piles, with everything.
The family room isn't like that.
No.
I don't know why. I really don't.
It's your working space that's like that.
Yeah, you're right. The places
kitchen,
I spend
the office, wherever you're working. So I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. That
very interesting.
I don't know why that was like so like ding. An aha moment. Yeah, piles. Just piles.
It isn't lazy, it's just how we cope. Stacks of paper, books and random notes. When memory lapses, we build a wall. Each pile a system so we don't lose it all. It's not about mess, it's a mental map. Executive function takes a little nap. We see what's there, it makes perfect sense. The piles aren't broken, they're just our defense. The piles are not the problem.
Oh, well, I found a lot of piles at my mom's house, too. Piles of this and piles of that. All this, just things that you think to yourself, why would you keep that? But because she came from an upbringing of such scarcity, they saved everything, and, bags and... Oh, this is a nice plastic bag, like all kinds of stuff.
Good boxes.
I know, good boxes.
Good boxes. It's a good box.
I have like a whole recycling bin full of good boxes.
Well,
Macy's and,
good boxes are hard to come by.
Nobody even uses them anymore.
No.
People use gift bags.
Right.
There were a lot of those, too. Amy went home with them all and the whole big thing of wrapping paper.
Wow.
Yeah. She had a little wrapping room.
Oh, well, that's cute.
In the in the furnace room,
Yeah.
She had, I'll show it to you when we walk through.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was where she kept all the wrapping paper and tape and scissors and
everything in its place. Place for everything.
Go in there and wrap a present.
See, that's organized. That is organized. Oh my God. I think I'm halfway there I have a bin that's made for wrapping paper. It's tall and
nice.
You can put many rolls, like 10 rolls
good.
of that in there. And then it's got a special little container on top where you can put the tape and the bows and all that stuff. Now, stuff's in there, but I would say it's stuffed in there. The lid doesn't go on.
Just jammed in there. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's in there.
It's in there. You got it in the right place.
I got halfway there.
Yeah.
Halfway there with the whole thing. Good intentions.
Yeah. How did you ever find that?
I don't
caddy
know.
thing, whatever.
I do have good intentions. I do. I do. But
I don't know. I realize that I am comforted by my stuff. Having, my tchotchkes and things my kids made me and drawings and, all that kind of stuff. Like I took everything off my mom's refrigerator and it was like,
yeah, my refrigerator's like that. Yeah. I've got all sorts of stuff. I've got stuff from my kids, from my grandkids. Stuff, just up there with magnets, Lucille Ball, Friends.
But see, to me, that would stress some people out, having all that clutter.
Oh, I'm sure.
But to me, it's a comfort.
Me too. It cracks me up. I look at things. It makes me smile. It makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I might have a birth announcement up there or a save the date card from someone's wedding 12 years ago. But yeah, it's like a walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
It does bring me comfort. I like that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So for each person, do your thing.
Yep. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of things I'm giving up. Giving up caring about.
Oh, yeah. Because you can't continue to.
But you realize how freaking.
Let go of some of the shit. That's like,
God,
why?
It's like, who the hell cares?
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, we can talk more about that some other time.
Okay.
Anything else, TT?
That's all I have.
Okay. Well, I hope everybody has a great week. And if we're not swimming out of here, we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us at the Closet Disco Queen Podcast. Grab a brownie or doobie, pass us to your friends, and be sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. And be sure to leave us a 5-star review as it helps others find us. Peace out.
Do your thing, let go of shit. Life's too short to babysit. Drama's free, but peace ain't cheap. So burn that baggage, get some sleep. Do your thing, let go of shit. Life's too short to babysit. Drama's free, but peace ain't cheap. So burn that baggage, get some sleep. They say be nice, I say nah, be true. I'm not here to perform for you. Got snacks, got plans, got a vibe so lit. Don't need your guilt or your 2007 fit. Do your thing, let go of shit. Life's too short to babysit. Drama's free, but peace ain't cheap. So burn that baggage, get some sleep. Tried holding on to junk too long. It weighed me down like a sad girl song. Now I'm Marie Kondo, my emotional pit. If it sparks rage, I eat that shit. Live, laugh, unfollow. Live, laugh, unfollow. Live, laugh, unfollow. Live, laugh, unfollow. Do your thing, let go of shit. Life's too short to babysit. Drama's free.